I looked at the cubicle door, and there was my name, and then tranny written underneath it.
It's not my problem if you don't accept me. It's your problem. This is who I am.
For me, coming out is a decision, a choice, whereas for some people it isn't a choice.
I got outed from someone who I'd become quite good friends with. You know, he was telling me personal stories about him, so I felt that I could trust him to tell him my story. About a year later, he started blackmailing me, saying, you know, if you don't do this, then I'm going to tell everyone you're trans. And then it just kind of leaked around my whole school. People around my school were constantly talking about my gender, and I'd always get Snapchats like, "Are you a girl? Like, do you have a vagina?" After a while, I had to move because it was hard, like trying to get into school every day. It's kind of bittersweet because, you know, you shouldn't have to move schools just because you're being who you are.
So within that school, you already felt as if you were a boy within an all-girls school, then?
I did. My otherness was very apparent to me, and I was very much an outsider. I transitioned at the age of 19. I didn't know anybody who transitioned. So it meant that I suffered from depression for quite a few years through my childhood and into my adolescence. And had the option to transition been available to me, I would have taken it. Some of my family have never known. So that's a bit strange because it does feel like in some ways I disappeared. Stick with it, it will get better, is what I would say. Life will get better.
My mother took me to the doctors when I was about 11, 12, and just said to the doctor, "There's something wrong with him, he keeps dressing up as a girl." And he looked directly at me and said, "Oh, just get him to do plenty of cross-country running and he'll be all right." Obviously you can see that worked. I was just putting up with being male and trying to identify as male to an extreme. In the end, I had to accept who I am, and that is difficult and scary, but it's the best thing I ever did. Suddenly, about 10 years ago, attitudes to the whole trans thing changed. This place, it's full of old people, and they've all been brilliant. They have helped me, they've accepted me and acknowledged me. This period of my life is the best period of my life. It's because I haven't got to pretend to anyone.